What is up, everybody? Mark with Ecom Warriors here. Welcome to episode 4 of our designing series where we actually design a store live together. As you guys can see, we have episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and today is episode 4. So let's go ahead and jump into episode 4. What we're doing here, and for those are the new people that don't know, we're creating this store based on this one interactive store. And the reason behind this whole entire process is that I truly believe that, there should be some guide out there to help people create a more professionally designed store. And stores like One Interactive, AlphaElite.com, as you guys saw, I created a remake of AlphaElite.com, and all these different stores. They're their design is slightly advanced, right? They have, they pay designers thousands of dollars to get things done. They pay photographers and all these kind of things. But I want to show, and this is the whole point of this series, is that I want to show people how to actually design a store for little to nothing. So when I say little to nothing, of course you're going to need the theme. And the theme that I'm using is the Wolf of Shopify theme. So if you go to wolfofshopify.com, the theme that I'm using, they have two different themes. They have the wolf theme and they have the 55 in 1 theme. I'm currently using the wolf theme, which is this button right here. Currently $100. I don't know how much it's going to cost in the future, so kind of don't take my word on price. It's on sale right now, but like I said, this is the theme that we're using for the series. And so basically, we've gotten a little bit far. So this is what we've designed so far. And so we have a pop-up. We still have yet to put the image, which we'll make sure we get done today. We have a banner, right? So we have a sliding banner. And this is not necessarily things that are going to stick. We might switch things up in the future. Let me just make sure my zoom is all the way at 100, right? So we have a header here, except I don't like how the colors came out. We have to make some changes to that, right? And we have to make some changes to this little bar that pops up. We have a split banner, of course. We have some products that have yet to pop up. We have some preloaded banners. Now, the theme, depending on what, demo you get, remember, guys, that there's 5 different demos here. Will have, it will like essentially have a preloaded design for you. Now, we're going to make sure we toggle those designs, like I said. So if you get the Wolf of Shopify theme, if you just read through a little bit, they have 5 different demos or designs, I guess you could say. And we're using design number 3. So let's go ahead and just jump right in here. So there are going to be some things that I'm removing. There are going to be some things that I'm keeping. As you guys saw in the last episode, I started to work on different banners and different images and such. So let's go ahead and continue here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a look here at some of the design overall. So we have an Instagram section here, which is something that we might do for our store. If you guys want to kind of see that, I'll show you guys how that kind of works. We have some products, which as you guys saw, we did take the time to upload some products. So we have some products here. So we're going to make a few changes. So let's go ahead and head over to our Shopify page. And let's go ahead and hit customize. And so, as we said, the first thing that we want to toggle is that little pop-up on the screen, right? So what that pop-up is, it's generally for a newsletter. And so a newsletter is kind of like a motivator for people to sign up to their, I guess, their email address and things like that. And basically what the whole concept is for that is you want to incentivize people to have a reason to sign up, right? Maybe like you're going to give them a discount code, or you're going to give them a free guide on something. So for example, with One Interactive, this is a fitness clothing website. There's no reason why they shouldn't be offering some kind of, like, let's say, workout plan for free in exchange for like a 15% off coupon code or something like that. And the reason what it is it's exchange of value. So you're offering people essentially like free value, right, by giving them a discount code and you're receiving their email. And then in the future, obviously they're going to have a positive notion towards your brand, and that's why they're going to constantly be watching your emails, reading them, and they're going to be receiving different promos that you're going to be offering some. So let's go ahead and work on that. So let's go ahead and go to the theme settings here. So it's on the bottom, theme settings. And let's generally look for something that says pop-up. Now it's actually right here. It says pop-up theme. So in our case, this little pop-up section, like I said, all themes are a little bit different. This is generally the best theme for conversions, which is the Wolf of Shopify theme. I have yet to compare it to the 55-in-1 theme. I'm still working with that theme. I'm creating one product stores. I'm creating a whole bunch of different stores and products that we're actually testing and making money from. Some are failing, some are, producing very well. So I'll be sure to share more information about this theme in the future. But for this theme specifically, it is currently the highest converting theme that I currently found in comparison to themes like the Turbo theme that cost $350, or the Plaxi or Plax theme that's like $279 or something like that. Just a whole bunch of different themes out there. So let's go ahead and look here. So this is pop-up newsletter, and if we just scroll a little bit, we see an image for a pop-up image. So we can take the image out, but generally it looks a little bit cleaner with an image. So we could just make some tests here. So let's say this image might be a little bit too big actually. Let's say something in image like this. Let's see what happens, and let's go ahead and hit save. So generally, for those who don't know, the save button is going to be on the right hand corner within the Shopify editor. So let's go ahead and hit save here. And what we're going to do is we're going to open a new incognito tab. But, in order for this to work, I actually need to remove the password of the store. So you guys are going to be seeing this live. So let's go ahead and just remove the password off the store right now. So see store password, right? And we're going to go ahead and remove it. So let's see, your store is in development. Provide the password to visitors. Okay, so I'm going to save the password. All right. You guys can also remove it too. It's kind of up, what you want to do. But I'm going to type in the address. So oneinteractive.myshopify.com. There's a password. And remember, this is an incognito tab, so the pop-up should come up with the correct image that we selected. Now, let's just hope that the image looks good and succinct. So, yeah, so it looks great. So this is a great start for kind of how it looks. We can edit text, of course. So let's go back here. And let's hit back on our customize button. So there's two ways we can customize the store. If we select the preview, hit this little Shopify button in the bottom left hand corner, or we can just head over to online store, and then we can hit customize here, this green button. And so it will kind of load up our store for us. And have no fear, every single time a store is brand new or a theme is brand new, it could take like a little minute or two to upload. So we do have our newsletter pop up now, and something that we need to change are the colors on our top bar. So if we go to our header. So if we go to header here, and I'll actually explain what a top bar is in just a minute. But in our header here, you can see here I have my white logo, I have a black background, and I have some text that's kind of like a little bit darker black. And once I hover over, it turns orange, and the same thing for these icons on the right. And ideally, this is not something that I kind of want. I would definitely want to change that. So there's a few things that we need to pay attention to. So we have the theme settings button on the bottom here, okay? And this is going to be the theme settings for the specific section. So remember that this is a section for your header, right? So you want to pay attention to that. So you can add a mega menu background image. There's a whole lot of things you could do, but let's keep things simple for now. And let's just edit our colors for the text and the icons. So the way that's done is we have a header homepage, right? This is the homepage. This is the front page. If someone was to click on the logo, this would be the homepage. What we're going to see here is the header version 3. Now, that's the header we selected. We're having the logo on the left, the links in the middle, and the icons on the right. This is design number 3. So what we could do is we can make some changes. So let's say we wanted the colors to be white, right? Or something that's like a white. So let's just go ahead and hit save. So remember, there's some things that are gonna happen that are gonna change. Just wait for it to fully save. You could see this little green bar on the top that's loading. Just wait for it to fully save. So as you could see, it changed right here as we were talking. Now, for the vibe of the brand, when I look at the colors and things like that, you know, orange is a good option. If people are hovering kind of like the way it is here, but that's not something I kind of want to keep. I think I want to go with like a little bit of a lighter, maybe a lighter blue or something like that. And you could see here, if I just keep scrolling and stuff, that's not something I can change within the header settings. I can actually make that change within the actual theme settings. Now, that might be a little bit too complicated, but we have the colors. We can change the, color main number 2, color main number 3. But, generally, if I change this color, things like that's going to change. So, for example, if I do go for the kind of like the blue look, let's say I want this color blue, and let's go ahead and hit save. Everything that was orange is turning blue. So when I hover, it turns blue. Do I like the way that looks? I personally do. Some people don't, and that's fine. But that's something you want to keep in consideration, right? So if you don't like the way those numbers look or something like that, you might want to change that. In my case, I think it looks generally pretty nice. If you wanted to make it a little bit cleaner, you can make this a little bit lighter of a darker black, right? And you can make this a completely dark black, right? So kind of like that. And then you could turn main color number 3 as the light blue. Let's hit save. And you could see here, and this is the problem with the hover here, is that when you hover, this color changes. So you want to just keep that in mind. I could always change the background color of the header, but that's not something I'm going to do. So in this case, let's just make sure our header is something that's bright, gets some attention, and let's keep it kind of that way. Let's keep it an orange. So my colors are going to be like a charcoal, a blue, and an orange. So let's hit save, and you can see here it's back to blue, and the numbers here are back to blue. The icon colors are back to blue. And like I said, we could always change this. So if we see in the future that maybe that's not something we like, or that's something we want to change, we can always do that, right? So now let's kind of move on here. So we have our newsletter image. We have some text here. Something we want to do is we want to take a look at our catalog. So I'm going to click on the catalog, and it will take us to the catalog page. Now remember, guys, I actually created this page, I believe, in the last episode. And so if you look here, when somebody hovers over, like, a page like this, or an icon, not an icon, a link, it turns blue. So if I was to click here, it turns blue. We have the product images. We have the bar, which in general I think is a very, very clean look. Now, if you notice with the colors here, we have the text here that says special offer. If you notice with colors, it doesn't actually show here. And that's why there's special settings for the special offer text, right? And you can change what color. Generally, I recommend everybody to have it green because it catches people's attention and it's easy to read. Like, green is not something you typically see within the product description, but like I said, it's easy to read and catches attention. If you change it to like orange or yellow or something, it might be a little bit harder to read, guys. So that's something you want to keep in mind. You could see when I'm hovering over the buttons, they turn blue, which, like I said, for me, that's very clean. Now, what you guys are seeing here as I scroll down, this right here is called a sticky add to cart bar, or just a sticky bar. Basically, what sticky bar just means is that when you're scrolling and something disappears, so in this case, the add to cart disappears, right? You have a sticky bar that kind of reminds people, hey, add to cart, right? And so that's just a little feature that I generally like. Of course, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to install the reviews app. So what I'm going to do is go over to apps, right? And I'm going to install the reviews. Now, it might be installed for me. I know some Shopify stores already have some apps installed for them. But in my case, it's not. So let's go ahead and visit the Shopify store here. Okay, and let's type in reviews. Now, it really doesn't matter what kind of review system you go with. I'm going to be going with the free one here, the free product reviews, and let's go ahead and hit add. Okay, now let's go ahead and just confirm. So let's hit install app. And it should be installing in just a second. So it should be done. Okay, there we go. So it's installed. It says please wait. Please wait while we check your reviews. So what we're going to do now is we're going to embed our code within the product reviews. Now, what I want to do real quick is for some people, their themes might have it already embedded. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to right click on here and then hit open in a new tab. And this is just where we can see kind of if the reviews are truly embedded or not. Because like I said, every theme is different, every store is different. So if I just click on, let's say this product, right? Is the reviews section, it's available, but it says here write a review and there's nothing available. So if I hit write a review, you could see here it's already embedded. And that's kind of one of the nice things with this theme is that we already have the reviews app already embedded. So I don't need to go through this whole process. Now, just as a test, I want to go ahead and write a review as a test and see if it will pop up kind of like this on the screen. Like it will look like this and there will be the star presentation. All right, so let me go ahead and just pause the screen and get that done. Okay, so you could see here it says thank you for submitting the review. So I wrote the review. Now let's just go ahead and go back to our page here. And I'm going to actually double click this. So I'm going to have a separate link. So this link will always stay for right now. And let's hit online store and let's hit apps. So let's go back to our apps here. Let me just refresh this because maybe it didn't refresh for us. We have our product reviews app. Let's go ahead and click on it. And let's just make sure. All right, so we have the review that I created that's test. Now that that's created, let's just go ahead and go back to our store, okay, in a preview section. And let's just make sure it just kind of shows it for us. So if I click on the actual product, right, we could see here there's 1-star review right there. So you could see how clean our theme is starting to become. And we could always make changes in the future. Like something instead of review, I would change this to reviews. I would make it all caps. Just general things like that. But overall, it's looking pretty decent thus far. And sorry, guys, I just have to forewarn you that this episode is going to be a little bit longer than usual because we do have to get some stuff out of the way. So look how uniform everything is. So the product price is in blue. The stock of the product is in blue and the add to cart is in blue. Now notice all the call to action related text matches the same color. This is what we call within psychology, we call this correlation bias. Things that correlate typically have a better chance of success. So for example, if I was your friend and I told you, go to the store, turn left at the store, and you'll see $1 million in a bag, right? Imagine if you do that and you actually see $1 million bag. For something that's as risky as that and something that has so low a chance, if you actually do see that $1 million in a bag, you're going to trust me a lot more, right? And so that's correlation bias, where you correlated the information and the result came out positive. Now, in this case, it's not necessarily trust, but it's call to action. So when I say $34 that's essentially a call to action telling them, hey, this product is $35 or $34, go buy it right now. So, and this is a stock counter, it creates scarcity. And if you're doing advertising, there should be some kind of like a promo that says limited stock or something to that effect with an add to cart button. Okay, so let's go ahead and just see what kind of changes with that we can make. Now that our reviews section is installed and we didn't really need to make any edits to the code or any embeds to the code, we're good. So let's just go ahead and just get rid of this page. And if you're using the Wolf of Shopify theme the way I am, you should have no issues also, right? But generally, if you are using any other theme, you should have some kind of idea as to how it kind of works. So anyways, What we're going to do is we're going to just take a look at what kind of different structures we can have for our product pages. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go to online store and hit customize again. Let's just get rid of some of these other links, right? And let's hit customize. And as we wait for it to customize, we're going to make sure, let's just go ahead and scroll down. And we have a lot of different options for products. Just to be clear, something that people don't realize is that when your store is unique, it has a better chance of conversions. It's something fresh. It's something special to the consumers, right? So we're going to head over here to our products, okay? Let's go ahead and jump over here. And you can see here, there's some, basic options. So I have like an option of 5 products, things like that. But if you look here, when I hit theme settings, right, for this collection, this look essentially, I selected style number 6. You notice here that there are 9 styles to present our products. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the different styles. And let's go ahead and select style 1. Let's hit save. And let's go ahead and wait for that to load, right? And remember that as you're doing this, you want to experiment with different styles and take your time and really just be okay with testing different things and seeing different things and the benefits of kind of assessing the differences between all these different styles that they provide. So it's loaded. Let's see the style now. Now you see here, it's a little bit different. So the bubble type images pop up on the right. So it is different, right? So it is a little bit different. There's obviously more settings we could make here. So like, for example, there is the wish list, the add to cart, the quick view. If there is an option, select option section, right? So there's a lot we can kind of, make edits to. Here's a section for enable label new. So basically what new means is if the image is new, like if it's released, if it's recently released, we can select label new and it will show, which products are new. So like, for example, and I don't know if it's going to show in this case because it says here publish date has to be less than the new time. So in terms of our new time, 69 days, we've published these products kind of recently. So you can see here that it's loading. Obviously, you wouldn't want to have all your products say new on them. You could obviously change your colors so you can have your color match kind of something like this. And you could change your new time. So it could be like 2 days or 4 days or whatever the case may be. And then you don't have to come back and change it so that whenever you add new products, it will automatically have that little sticker on it for the next few days, which is actually good if you're having a consistent flow of traffic, which is something that I preach all the time is you need to have a consistent flow of traffic. A good way to do that is through SEO. So it's kind of, it's up to you how you want to go ahead and do it. In my case, I'm just going to remove it. Because obviously I'm not adding products all the time to the store. This is just, I guess, for YouTube purposes only to show you guys how to design a store with some skill. All right, so that's design number 1 with the little bubbles on the side. Let's go to design number 2. Let's hit save. Okay, let's give that a minute because obviously it has to load. And we're going to take a look at the other designs for this episode, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so like I said, give it a minute to load. Obviously, it takes a little while. So you can see here, design number 2 is a little bit different. So the text is on the actual image. This would be working best for a product image that kind of looks like this, or maybe there's a little bit of an empty space between like the feet of the model and the floor, right? So that it kind of shows like, the text is not, impeding on the actual image, it would work good for some products, definitely not this one. Especially like a product like this, it's just not visible. It doesn't look too good. So let's go ahead and hit save here, and let's just take a look at as to how that looks. So number 3 is a little bit better. I like this little box that comes up here, but the text, once again, it just gets in the way. So let's go to style 4. Let's take a look at style 4. So let's wait. Let's see. You notice how with style 3, the little box just like slides up. It has like a slide up animation, so that's not bad. It's definitely a good design. So style 4, once again, we have the text here. and the little bubbles that pop up. Let's go to style 5. Let's wait for that to load. Notice also how there's a little slider on the bottom, right? So that's just something to be aware of. Let's go ahead and give this another minute just to go ahead and change from style 4 to style 5. All right, so this is style 5. I like this a lot more. It's a little bit cleaner, so you have an option for quick view, right? We have a favorite, add to wish list, and the text is a little bit better. So you have a select option if there's more than one size. So if we were to click on this, right, we have small, medium, large, extra large. Let's go back and let's take a look at, if there's no size option, it just says add to cart, which is a little bit cleaner. I do definitely like that. Especially, it's not that it's cleaner, it's just better for the way these product images are shot. It just looks a little bit better. And if you guys have any questions on your specific themes or your websites, hit me up in the comments. But let's take a look at style 6, or you guys already know style 6. Style 6 is what we originally had. Let's take a look at style 7. Let's go ahead and give that a minute. And so when we wait here, just like I said, be aware that every theme, every website is a little different. So this is something that looks the cleanest thus far. Let's see here. The text separated. We have the images of the icons. Let's go ahead and take a look at 8. Style 8. Let's take a look at that. And let's just make sure, style 8. Obviously, there's a lot of styles here, so it doesn't make sense to just memorize all these styles. So in this case, like I said, style 8 is not going to work for us. Basically what style 8 is, it's just, our images are too big. It's not going to work, right? So it shows a little bit of the description. It shows buttons, but they're all the way down there, so we can't really see them. So let's go to style 9, and let's see how style 9 looks. Let's hit save. And I'm thinking so far that style 7 is the winner, but let's just go ahead and just give it a look. Maybe style 9 can come in clutch, and let's see what happens. So let's just give it another second to load, and let's see here. Like I said, we'll just give it another second. So, all right, so style 9, okay, not a bad style, not a bad style at all. But I'm gonna go for style 7. So let's go ahead and keep style 7. I just generally just like that little box pop up when you hover over. So let's just review that one more time. Make sure our decision is good. And by the way, if all of you guys who are watching this, who are completing the series with me, if you're doing this too, don't be afraid to go through the products, right? So I went through my product images. For me, this just generally looks the best. You're gonna have to select what looks the best for you. Okay, so now that that's saved, we're going to call it an episode. We got newsletter done. We got product styles done. We got a whole bunch done. If you didn't see the last episode, I definitely recommend you guys to see that. We went through the whole collection stuff. I mean, there was a lot that got done, guys. So just every day, we're going to chip a little bit more towards the job here and get it done, right? Building a Shopify store that's actually successful and that's actually attractive takes a lot of work. It's not like you could just do it in an hour despite what you're seeing on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I see people generating millions of dollars creating a store in an hour. It doesn't really work that way. And I'm not going to stress that enough, or I can't stress that enough. That just doesn't happen. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to get into next episode where we're working on the actual homepage and we're just diving deep into it and we're getting a lot done there. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.